Welcome to the Alternative Parents Evening, all of the Dramatic Arts Grade 12 learner parents. I'm so glad that you're watching this. My name is Mr. Samuel Arthur Ferreira. I have been your child's drama teacher now for 3 years. This presentation is just about all of the work that we've covered so far in term 1 and 2 and the work that we will still be covering in terms 3 and 4. It will provide you with some information regarding the prelim exams, what learners have to study and so forth, and some information regarding their practical exams. I hope you enjoy. Things first, the content covered in term 1 and 2. So we focused on South African theatre and the island by Athol Fugard. We looked at the socio-political influences surrounding the play, the intentions of the play makers, the themes of the play, the genre and style, and then we specifically looked at poor theatre, protest theatre, and workshop theatre. We have already done some of this work in grade 10 already, and so it's nothing really that new to the kids, and so far it seemed that they understood everything and enjoyed it. Then the other 3 elements that we looked at were artistic and philosophical influences, universality of the play and where it's applicable, and then of course staging and staging techniques. We also covered postmodernism and the play by Jane Taylor called Ubu and the Truth Commission. We specifically looked at the difference between postmodernism and modernism, and then postmodernism's view on the truth and how it deconstructs the truth. And your child can tell you all about that. It is rather interesting. Then we also dealt with subjects such as death of the author regarding postmodernism, meta-text and meta-theatre, then obviously genre and style and the conventions and characteristics of postmodern theatre, then something else called pastiche, postmodern characters, and of course postmodern staging techniques. Postmodernism and Ubu and the Truth Commission by Jane Taylor. We also did something called ESET Part A, which is an externally set integrated task sent by the IEB to the grade 12 learners, which they have to complete. And this task specifically looked at social media as postmodern media, the dangers of social media, postmodernism's playful and irreverent attitude, and comedy as healing power. Learners also had to perform their own TED Talks scenario, which they enjoyed, and their work was brilliant. Drama wouldn't be drama without some practical work. Although it was a challenge, we did do some practical work in the first term. Learners performed their monologues, which they will also be using, well, not all of them, but most of them will be using their monologues for their final exams at the end of the year as well. The monologue exams went really well. What work will we be doing in term 3 and 4? We're going to be revising Epic Theatre and the Caucasian Chalk Circle by none other than Bertolt Brecht. And specific things that we will be looking at would be verfremding, spaz, historification, and gestures. None of these are new to the kids, so they don't have to stress that much regarding, understanding new work and so. They have been introduced to these concepts in grade 11 as well, so hopefully we'll just refresh their minds. We're also looking at the playwright's intentions, Hegelian dialectics, and what is known to be paradox and paradoxical characters, the relevance of the play, the themes, the genre and style and all of its characteristics, the structure of the play, especially epic theatre play structure, influences, whether it be artistical or philosophical, and then lastly, Brechtian performance, which is incredibly important. And we'll be working on previous exam papers, final exam papers, just to prep the kids so that they are ready to write their theory exams at the end of the year. The content to be covered in term 3 and 4 regarding practical work. We will be doing our integrated practical task number 2, which is own choice performance. Learners get to choose a performance piece which they would like to stage, whether it be poetry or dramatized prose or another monologue. They get to decide, and then they have to rehearse it as per usual, and then at the end they will be marked and assessed on their final performance for that, and they can use this piece for their final exam as well. Let's have a look at the mark breakdown over here. You'll see that term 1's mark breakdown It's got all of the different percentages over there, and you can just have a look. And then term three's breakdown is there as well. So you can just go through those percentages and just have a look to get an idea where marks will be allocated. Exam format. All right, this is the exam paper. The theory paper, what do learners have to study? They have to study epic theatre, everything about epic theatre, all of the notes that they received regarding epic theatre. The Caucasian Chalk Circle by Bertolt Brecht, and they have received quite a lot of notes on that already summarized. Then South African theatre and the history of South African theatre, and then The Island by Athol Fugard. Learners have notes summarized on these works, and they can just study it. The exam paper will be out of 150 marks, and learners have 3 hours to complete it. Then the practical exam consists of their own choice performance piece, and that counts out of 100.